R&B Dead. So speaking
According
of
to
P. Diddy, I feel like toxicity has become the norm for R&B, and it's starting to become with who can be more toxic. And there's not a lot of love and vulnerability in it. That's why Confessions was such a great album, because there was a wide range of emotions. It was vulnerable, it was honest, it was, even if it wasn't him per se. And I think the moment that I really realized that is when the group that I love, Division song, the song that went viral for them was a song about cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they have a bunch of other amazing songs, and the one song that caught everybody's eye was that one. And it's just sad that we have to market our music that way. And like, when you look at other artists or just other genres, other races, like, does Sam Smith have to, like, these other artists can sing about love? Yes?
Taylor Swift stays singing about all her drama and all of that. I mean, that was a complaint about her music.
I just feel like when it comes to black music and black media, I feel like trauma is marketed. Overly marketed. When was the last song? I mean, we talked about it, not maybe last episode, but the episode before, with that song of Hours. Mm-hmm. That you were like, oh, I finally have a song that I can listen to, Love on My Husband.
Well, again, like I said, I feel like that's why everybody loved it. And it took off the way it did. Because it was a love song.
Well, because there's no balance. That's what I'm saying. All the other songs that we hear that are R&B-ish, like, we grew up, and I think that's maybe why our generation feels some kind of way, because we grew up on Cupid, I Gotta Be. Yeah, we did.
We did, but you're not going to do that. You're not going to act like the R&B songs was not toxic too.
No, but what I'm saying is there was balance, and those were singles.
Okay.
Right?
All right, okay.
I'll give you that. I'm not saying, okay, if we're saying to be
because You're My Little Secret was a bop.
Right. It was.
There was some other ones too.
All I'm saying is
He's Mine, Your Man Had Him Once, but come on.
That was toxic. But what I'm saying is that in the vulnerability of human emotion, there has to be balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with the toxicity. I said it on this podcast. I love, and I don't even love toxicity. I think when I said that, what I really meant was I love vulnerability. I love introspecting this. I love hearing both sides of a story. Like that Life Jennings album. It was a range of his story from him in prison all the way through. It was a baby mama drama, but it was also loving on a woman. It was also getting kicked out of the crib. Like there was multiple ups and downs. Like the Jay Holiday, his first album, ups and downs. It was a range of songs, and I think most artists do that. I just think what gets marketed though the most for us seems to be trauma, whether it be on the rap side or whether it be on the R&B side, and that was getting so mixed. Like you said earlier, the R&B rappers is really R&B rappers, rappers that sound like R&B niggas, and R&B niggas that sound like rappers. I mean, and
pretty much.
I just would like some balance. Can I put on a record and love my woman to it?
I feel like it's out there.
But is it marketed?
But my thing is this, like with the artists, like they are putting out, like if you want vulnerable music or music that's the truth, if that's their story,
right?
That's you know what I'm saying? That's their story.
But why are the records that always get marketed the ones that are the most traumatic, painful, toxic? Why?
One of my favorite songs is Confessions, and that was
But that wasn't the only song that was a single.
Because Superstar blew up. That was like one of the big, and that was about, you know, loving.
I mean, and we grew up on on like the music Soul Child. Like there was more balance. Like even now, like you might get a Trippin', or you might get a one of those records, summer record, like a love record. But then for the most part, all the other records surrounding it are, again, I agree with Diddy, and I agree that there needs to be more balance. I think that's my point, and I'm gonna stop there.
I guess I could agree.
I'm all good with I'm cool with it. Like,
but that to me, that does not equate to R&B being dead. Correct. Like you said, R&B just isn't what you want it to be. Correct. And it's not what you want to hear. Like I said, I prefer 90s R&B. Like that's the sound that I prefer. That's the content that I prefer. That doesn't mean this new R&B is not good. It's just not necessarily my forte.
Yes.
But there is still good R&B within it. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many different artists that I found that I'm like, oh, I like them.
Yes.
But it's not dead.
No.
It's just not what you want it to be.
Lucky Day is more so in that old school. I feel like the R&B artists that are doing the old school stuff, they're not getting the...
Well, I just think you have to find them.
Exactly.
I think nowadays, because of the internet, I think because of streaming, I think because of independent labels and people being able to do it more on their own, you have to do a little bit more legwork. Like, I love Lucky Day. I love
Zay France, stay putting out good albums. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's out there. You just gotta find it.
Eric Bellinger. There are multiple artists that you can find that are in that bag or in something similar to that bag if you are looking. But you're not going to be able to turn on 106 in Park and. But
that's the thing. That's what was it Chris Brown that's what Usher said. It's not on the radio.
No, it's not.
Like, regardless, even the R&B songs that's on the charts, you don't really hear it on the radio.
Well, and it's more or less, again, it's more of the rap singing. That is what's in right now, and that's what they're pushing, and that's what they're marketing, but they're paying for those records to be on the radio. Again, we're not in that era again where there is a dedicated program for that. We grew up with BET Midnight Love, and it was all slow jams. That's all that it was.
Yeah.
That's how I found my R&B, but now you got to go through your Apple Music, your YouTube Music, and you got to do some searching. Or if you find an artist, like if you like her, then, you do the her radio and you find other artists that sound like her. So if you like somebody, you are going to have to do a little bit more research, some more digging. Because there is some dope R&B out there.
It is.
You just got to look. Like, I got a vibes playlist, and every R&B that I like that's, I can vibe, chill with my wife too. I play it in my playlist, yeah.
I think that's the thing is like really putting, if you really love R&B, then you know that it's still R&B is not dead.
Yes.
And I prefer R&B mostly over hip hop. So I'm like, me, I'm like, R&B ain't dead.
Well, and there's artists that grew up on the same music that we grew up on that produce music that is, again, like, I bring Eric Bellinger. I mean, just because I don't want to bring up other artists that people have heard. Most people have heard of Eric Bellinger or know who Eric Bellinger is. And if you didn't, you've heard a song that he's probably written or has produced. But a lot of his early records were sampling our 90s R&B records where it was kind of like remaking it. So again, there's artists that are out there that are doing the work. You got to just find it.
Yep.
And there's a lane for everybody. And I just think it's more saturated now, so it's harder to find what you like.
All I know is Ari Lennox finna eat everybody up when her album drop.
Ari's dope. I don't understand why people don't gas her. I don't know.
I feel like they do, but it's like a select group. But I'm like, bruh, Shea Butter Baby from the beginning to the end, no skips. Like, that album go crazy. So I'm like, she finna eat them up.
And Rini. Y'all ain't heard Rini?
Mm-mm.
Rini is dope. There's always a new art. And even like, there's just dope artists, man.
How about this? Y'all comment y'all favorite R&B artists right now. We trying to find some new R&B that we like.
This is why
Let's get a thread.
Yes. This is why I really wish that we could do play sleepers or something like that. But there's so many copyright issues and things like that. Yes, if y'all got a dope R&B artist that don't nobody know about, because really, honestly,
or that you just feel like ain't getting the hype that they should, shout them out.
Put them in the comments.
Put them in the comments.
I'm gonna tell you that was when I was dating. That was my game. Because if you put somebody onto an artist that they don't know about, I'm telling you, dog, that's like a soul tie almost.
I was about to say, because there's people that like artists I listen to and I still remember that person. Sorry, husband. Like, but
who is it? Who the artist? Now we going. You open the door. Artist? You open the door.
I did get put on J. Cole.
Oh.
I got put on that mixtape.
Keep telling you, consciousness over coochie. Keep telling you, consciousness over coochie. Politics over punani.